All right, welcome back to Theendstep.com. Here we are with the last portion of our Theros set review. So we're doing multicolored artifacts and the couple lands.
Yep.
So let's just go right for it.
Echo and Hoplite. I like this guy. He's pretty aggressive.
Yeah, this guy would have been bananas in like Boros, like Ravnica Limited.
I agree.
Oh my god. Disgusting.
I don't know if he has any constructed potential, but I like red-white as a combination of limited anyway. So
Yeah.
this guy kind of fits right into that.
Yeah, I think he would have constructed capabilities if the mana was better. Because like that's a tough mana cost for like this mana set right now.
Yep.
But it definitely want to keep an eye on. Anax in Simede.
I like this one, and I could see this being constructed playable. First Rank and Vigilance is pretty sweet. I don't really like the heroic mechanic in constructed.
Right.
But I think First Rank and Vigilance is almost good enough.
Yeah, I mean, in his is pretty good. Like, creatures you control get ++1 and trample.
Yeah, that's awesome if you can trigger it. It's just, you're going to have much less enablers, but your enablers will be better.
Right. And the only thing I'd say against this guy is, like, I just want to play Boros Reckoner.
That too. Ashen Rider.
I'm pissed about this card.
Why?
This card's awesome, but I like Angel of Despair.
I like Angel of Despair too.
They just made Angel of Despair unplayable. Like, name me an example when we're ever playing Angel of Despair again. Never.
When you don't own Ashen Rider?
Right. Yeah, okay, thanks.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the thing's awesome. Like,
this card's gross.
You know, the picture's badass. Like, flying saber-tooth tiger thing, you know? Like,
yeah, can you whip this and get a second trigger, or whip, say, Exile and not die? Does whip Exile when Exile is a creature? Yes, it does. It does. So you wouldn't get the second trigger. That would be gross otherwise.
I mean, if you could sacrifice it some way.
I'm sure there's a way.
Yeah.
Ashiok, Nightmare Weaver.
We'll say with the Ashen Rider, that's like a card I'm thinking of with the other reanimate spell. The instant speed reanimate spell.
Yes, Rescue from the Underworld.
Yeah. Where you could, like, sacrifice one, get another one, like... Okay, so the Dimir Planeswalker.
It's pretty terrible.
It's really terrible. It just doesn't do anything.
The only time where I'd want to play this card is in like a control matchup if I'm playing blue and black.
Okay.
But I have tons of like thought seizes and duresses and all that kind of stuff that is way more than this card.
Right.
So I think this card is going to see little to no play in anything except maybe someone's pet deck.
Yep. I agree with that. Battle-wise, Hoplite?
It's fine.
It's decent. I mean, the mana cost is pretty restrictive for an aggressive blue-white. I don't really see like blue-white being very aggressive right now.
Right. This I would play this only in limited, but even in limited, like it's a little risque.
Yeah.
Although putting a Ordeal of Thassa on this would be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Chronicler of Heroes.
I like this guy. Specifically, like with the heroic counter guys, but more so I could see in like
I wonder if you're going to say exactly what I was going to say.
Some kind of constructed thing where you're playing what's the growth mechanic from Simic?
Evolve.
Yeah, like Evolve and stuff like that.
Bant Master Biomancer.
Okay.
That's
not bad.
Daxos of Meletis. Can be blocked by 3 or greater. And you can temporarily play Desire. You can let you go to the command mana gods until the turn you may cast the card as if you I'm not that crazy about this card.
Yeah, that's a tough card to evaluate because, like, he's kind of tough to block, which, allows this thing to trigger off.
Right, but I mean, like, you pretty much evaluated him based on the decks that you're playing him against, not so much on himself.
Right.
So, like, he can be really terrible against some decks, not bad against other decks, or potentially really good against some decks.
Yeah, I mean, he does, like, a cool thing, but he also dies to everything.
Yeah, I do like him in limited, however, because you're just going to be taking all the creatures and playing them for yourself, and you're going to get so much value.
Yeah, I do like because like we've seen cards like this before, where like you get to take a card, but it's only if you could play it. Where this has the clause of you could just pay whatever mana you want.
It's kind of like a fixed version of that mechanic.
Right. So that I do like. I'm not like crazy about it. It's legendary,
Yeah.
But Next card, though, I think is fantastic.
Destructive Revelry. This will be played in every green-red deck.
Yeah, I'm like all about this card. Like 2 mana, like destroys stuff that's hard to kill and damage. Like it's just everything you want.
Yeah, this card's really good, and it's uncommon.
All right, Fleecemane Lion.
I like Fleecemane, not Lion.
I'm coming around.
Coming around.
I was kind of like meh, poo on this guy.
I mean, Watch Wolves are good. Why not just more Watch Wolves?
Well, my complaint was that we have Watch Wolf in the form of right now, in the form of 3/3 token Centaur, and it sees no play.
It saw no play.
Right.
It might see a lot.
It might see play now. Yes. But the abilities that Fleecemane gets when you monstrous it, and he does have one of the better monstruses, is really relevant. Like the combination between hexproof and indestructible is like really gross.
Yeah, it's really hard to kill this guy.
And like there's not as much sack stuff right now.
You can flesh him. Merciless Eviction.
Okay. Yeah, so
go deep.
So I do like that he creates this tension for your opponent where like I have to kill him before he goes monstrous. And your game plan is get this guy monstrous as fast as possible.
Yeah, I mean you're also playing with like Loxodon Smiters too.
Right.
Yeah. I think this guy's gonna be played.
No, I'm coming around. Horizon Chimera. This guy I like. This definitely in limited. I think he's amazing.
I like that he has Flash.
Yeah, I like that he has Flash. I think he could be some kind of control card.
Maybe. I like the artwork a lot.
Yeah, he's beautiful. Restoration Angel kind of thing going on.
Yeah, kind of, but he has trample too.
I mean, you get a free 1 life every time you draw cards. Like, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I would play this guy just for the Flash Flying Trample in limited.
Yeah,
that's pretty gross.
The other Minotaur Lord, kind of.
I like this one a lot. He's
love,
expensive,
yeah,
so I like him only in like limited.
I don't love the 5.
I like him only in limited if you're trying that. Yeah, he's really small for the 5 too. He's a 2/3, but he has haste. So he's actually like more like the 4/3.
Okay.
When he attacks,
Right.
But like you're being aggressive with your miniatures anyway. You don't really care about defense more than most likely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just didn't really consider Minotaurs black red.
Yeah, it was interesting when they assigned them black red. I was kind of like, oh, that's interesting.
I mean, it makes some sense, but I just thought them more as green red.
Yeah, I think it was fun that they did that like flip.
Yeah. Next up, we have Midomai, the Ageless, the Sphinx that gives you extra turns.
Yeah, I love the artwork on this one.
I'm not crazy about it.
Really?
It's pretty boring.
I like it a lot. I mean, it's very symmetrical, which is usually something you try to avoid.
Yeah.
But I kind of like that for this particular piece.
I just, I don't see this card having much play because I'd rather play Aetherling on 7, and he dies to Mizzing Waters.
Yeah. No, I definitely
Or
agree.
he just gets, totally outclassed by the
I
dragon.
think the effect is pretty awesome, though. Like,
It is.
pretty unique.
It is.
Creature that gives you extra turns.
Farrakha's Mender. I like this guy for limited.
Yeah, excellent for limited. I mean, it's a decent size, and you get back a guy. Yeah. Not super exciting, but serves a role.
I mean, he's fairly big, too.
Next up, Polis Crusher.
I would play this in Constructed, depending on how many enchantments are floating around.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Because he's pretty disgusting.
Yeah, it definitely is.
If you're actively hitting targets.
Yeah, I like his monstrous effect if enchantments become a thing. It's almost like what's the old school blue-green guy, flyer, that he's playing like Legacy and Vintage.
Oh, Trigon Predator.
Yeah, so he has like a Trigon Predator thing. Obviously way worse than Trigon Predator, but it's pretty good. And his stats are like really decent. Like 4/4 for 4. Straight up trample.
He's very much like Core Claim Rampage.
Yeah, he's Core Claim Rampage slot, definitely.
And you can monster him, which is a lot of value too.
Yeah. And 6 is definitely a very attainable monstrous.
Very easily. Prophet of Krufix.
I like the effect of this guy quite a bit, but I'm not sure if he's good enough.
I don't think he's good enough for Constructed. I think he's crazy in EDH. I guarantee you tons of people have been playing him. And I think he's good enough in Limited. He's just a rare, and I don't really want to pick him too early. It's kind of like I guess a wield, sure, but it's not going to. Somebody will pick it.
I just don't like that he doesn't have Flash.
Yeah.
Why couldn't he have Flash?
I don't know. I don't make the rules. I just follow them.
I feel like he could be good enough and constructed with some kind of like band control deck where you just go rev crazy, but you can like rev and untap, it's basic. but he's just very fragile, and he's 5 mana.
Yep.
Psychic Intrusion is probably my least favorite card in the set.
Yeah, I don't really care for it. I like the picture.
Yeah, it's alright. I just feel like we've seen pieces like that before.
We've seen this card in like various forms so many times. I'm bored of that now.
And this feels worse than most of them too.
Well, I mean, you get to pick from the graveyard too.
Eh.
You get to just cast it. If it was like Slaughter Games, you can pick from their hand or their graveyard and your exile from their whole deck. I can see it being better.
Yeah, I mean, you still have to pay mana for it. You just pay in color.
Yeah.
I don't know. Lame.
Reaper of the Wilds. This is a good card.
I like this guy.
This is like, it feels like a Falconwrath Aristocrat like kind of guy, where it's like that 4-drop that does like tons of stuff, lots of value, hard to deal with.
I think this guy's an absolute monster limited.
Oh yeah, well, it's an
absolute monster
for sure.
Like, you know, getting to scry, you know, like you can't get rid of him because you can give him hexproof, and you know, like eats most other guys. Yeah, I like this guy a lot.
Yeah, I could see him be constructed playable.
Yep, definitely close.
Century of the Underworld.
You don't know how many times I looked at this card and thought this was green-black. Like, because the arc is so green-black in terms of color.
I agree.
I go look at the casting cost and I'm like, wait a minute, this is a black-white card? Wait a minute, hold on. It just looks like it's planty and...
Yeah, I don't see the white.
Yeah, like I don't get the white
I see it in the Vigilance.
I mean, the Griffin...
And it's a Griffin.
Griffin creature type is the white. I get that.
Right. It doesn't even really look too much like a Griffin.
No,
I don't like that it's like up on like hind legs, kind of.
No,
I wish it'd rather be like on all
weird.
fours.
Yeah, so weird.
But it's okay. I might play one in my
No, I'll
limited
definitely
deck.
play it in limited, like, you know, 3/3.
I just don't see myself being black white too much.
No, it's not. Like, it doesn't seem like it's a easy to fall into color combination.
Yeah.
Maybe like after the whole block was put together.
Yeah.
So.
Next up, we have Shipwreck Singer.
I like this guy.
I like the flavor of it.
Yeah, the Siren.
I don't like that you have to tap on the second ability.
Yeah, that's one thing I didn't like either. Was like, why do you have to tap on the second ability? Like, you should be able to.
It's okay. It gives you lots of like value in terms of what you can do with it, and you can probably orchestrate some kind of board state where you're
that's really
making value out of the.
You can set up some sweet board states.
You kill 1/1s for 4.
Yeah.
It's okay.
We'll kill 1/1s for 2.
Well, you use the ability to make them attack, so you can give them -1/-1.
Oh, okay, sweet. Yep.
4 mana. Next up, we have Spellheart Chimera.
I love this guy.
Yeah, this is Rune Chainer's Blake on a creature,
and he has trample
with trample and flying.
Yeah, I'm like all over this guy. Like,
yeah,
I really want to build the deck with this guy a lot.
I'm not crazy about blue-red because it's the combination's looking better this time around.
Yeah,
but historically, it's kind of like a weak thing.
Oh man, Young Pyromancer and Spellheart Chimera. Woo! I'm getting excited.
Nivik Cyclops.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
I mean, because you're already playing. What's
right.
That's a lot of creatures though in a non-creature deck. This guy's got a lot of potential.
Yeah, I like him a lot. I mean, I wish like something like a Thought Scour, was still around.
Maybe the second set.
Yeah.
Next up, we have the new Factor Fiction, reverse Factor Fiction.
Yeah.
I think it'll be played.
I heard Brad Nelson calling it Fiction or Fact.
Sure, Fiction or Fact.
Because he can never remember the name, I guess.
Yeah.
This card seems excellent to me. If you're in blue-red, like, man, this is a lot of value.
So you make the piles and
you make your piles, so you can always orchestrate your piles. Like, it's just so sick.
It's just tougher because like you giving your opponent the chance to let them like screw up almost.
I don't know. Like I feel like you can. There's so many things where you can go like, you have your hand of say Wrath Effect. Let's just be very generic. Wrath Effect. You split the piles. Wrath Effect 4 cards. Your opponent goes, oh, I can't have Wrath.
Yeah.
Sure, draw 4, Wrath from my hand. Like, what?
Yeah.
Or same thing, Counterspell. Like, oh, I play my bomb. All right, I Steam Augury in response. Counterspell 4 cards.
Yeah.
Okay, obviously you're trying to get my Counterspell. All right, draw 4, boom, Counterspell from hand. Like, so much value. Like, as long as you think about it and you got these like good tricksy piles, you can get a lot of value off it.
I agree. I don't see it seeing any play in Modern just because we have Gifts and Given already.
Yeah, and even that sees a minor play, which is
right, and it's not red; it's just blue, so it's much more playable. But I do think this will be played in Standard.
Yeah, if a blue-red deck or maybe a blue-red-white deck,
I think it's gonna be blue-red.
I think it's an excellent card.
Yep.
Right alongside Sphinx's Revelation.
Yeah, because of that. Next up, we have Triad of Fates.
I don't like this guy.
I like him limited, obviously.
Yeah, unlimited's sick.
Otherwise, I think it's right that it's too cutesies, takes too long.
Yeah, just walking slow, and even that's like not even that great. I don't know.
Probably really interesting in EDH.
Not a fan. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I'm also not a fan of this guy.
Yeah, not a fan of this guy.
Timer at the Murder King.
Nope.
Let's see, sack dudes for mana.
He's a 2/2 for 2, which is not bad.
Yeah, with abilities, like that's pretty good.
Maybe I'll get back my Action Riders and then sack him.
Next card. I don't want to hear that. Underworld Cerberus. This guy I like.
I don't know. Like I want to like him.
He's a 5-mana 6/6 that can't be blocked pretty much.
Yeah, except by 3 or more. Right?
With Graveyard Hate attached to it.
Yeah.
And then when he dies, exile all. Exile and each player returns all creature cards into graveyard in it. So you can like set up like crazy moves where it's like, all right, kill it, I get all my crap back.
Yeah.
He feels a little like Angel's Trinity in that aspect.
I feel like it's a little Winmori though, like, because.
See, I would consider it to be a little bit Winmori, but it's like they have to kill it for that to happen. It feels like security. It's insurance more than Winmori to me.
But it's also board states where that could be really bad for you. Like
potentially,
like this is your only guy, and they have a bunch of guys.
Potentially, but it's like after a Supreme Verdict,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not really crazy about black-red 5-mana cards anyway.
Yeah.
But I do think it's good. Oh, I forgot about this guy.
Xenagos, the Planeswalker. I do feel it's weird having 2 green-red Planeswalkers in the same set that do kind of similar things.
Yeah, but they still work well together.
They still work well together. In the rampy kind of red deck, that's obviously where I was going with this guy. Free guys is nothing to scoff at.
Yeah.
The fact they have haste is really sweet.
Yeah, I feel like this card is pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
He has no minus. He has a 0 that protects himself if you have to, or is aggressive, and he's like very good against fighting other Planeswalkers.
Yep.
And his 0 pumps up his +1, and just playing lots of dudes with him, which is generally a green-red thing to do anyway,
Right.
also makes him better. So there's lots of situations where you play this guy and you +1 and you actually generate mana from playing him.
Right.
It's like you tap 4, +1, add 5, you just made a mana by playing a Planeswalker.
Yeah,
So would you play a Planeswalker that says, it costs 0, but you get 1 when it comes into play?
Yeah, you get free mana. It's like you get a rebate.
Yeah, you would play that, right? So he's a huge monstrous enabler. Plays well with Domri because you want creatures to make his +1 better. He's good.
Yeah, he's pretty sweet.
He's going to be played. I don't know what he's worth right now, but
It's pretty high. I think he's going to come down quite a bit.
I think he's going to come down too. But to me, he feels like a $20 card.
Honestly, I think Elspeth could end up being more valuable.
I agree.
Than this guy.
I agree. But he still feels like a $20 card.
And mainly because this is like in one deck, where Elspeth can be in like multiple decks.
Any white deck.
Casting cost.
Yeah.
All right, so
Trojan Horse.
next up we got Trojan Horse. So not actually called Trojan Horse.
Yeah, Acroin Horse.
Love the flavor of the card. The card just not good enough.
Yeah, I like giving your. It gives you 1/1s, right? Because you're an opponent. Oh no, because it flips back and forth, right?
Well, no, when you play it, it comes into play and you give it to your opponent.
Okay, yeah, and then you get tokens.
And then I get a guy every turn again. So like I get a free guy.
I'll just play Assemble the Legion.
It's just very slow, and like you give them an 0/4 and then you get a 1/1, which then you can't attack because they have an 0/4.
Right.
Yeah, like it's just
right.
way slow.
Very flavorful.
And the flavor is amazing.
It's kind of like they do, like we're making a Greek mythology set. They have to have.
We have to have Trojan
We have
Horse.
to have one.
Anvil Rot Raptor.
If it was 3, I would play the heck out of this in limited.
Yeah, 4's tough.
4 is asking a lot. It looks kind of weird though. It's like
it feels like it should be like a mirror dance.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
But like the statues in the back kind of bring it home a little bit.
Yeah.
But the raptor itself is like.
Yeah, like maybe it escaped from mirror or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, weird.
Bronze Sable. Almost a bear.
Yeah, I mean, if you really need a guy for your limited deck, you might play him.
Yeah.
But other than that, nope.
Burnished Heart.
I mean, it's ramp, but it's kind of expensive ramp, man. Like
It is, but if I'm playing like a 3-color deck, I wouldn't mind this for fixing because like I can still attack with it if I want to.
Yeah. I'm really missing Solemn Simulacra, let me tell you though.
Oh boy, that was a good card.
Jeez.
Yeah. Colossus of Akros. This card's wicked cool.
Really?
Like, I'm not saying it's good.
Okay. 'Cause I think it's like terrible.
I just think
Like terrible.
It's pretty bad because it costs so much mana, but it's so interesting.
I mean, you can't even attack with it until you monstrous it.
You have to be 18 mana.
18 mana. This could be a common and still see no play. Like, you wasted a rare slot on this. Crap. Junk rare.
But it kills you in one hit.
I guess. If you don't block.
And it's indestructible.
Yeah, but, okay, let me just, it does have trample.
It gives trample, yeah.
But, like,
you're more than likely dead by then.
I'll just
for 18
I'll
minutes.
just bounce it to your hand.
Yeah.
Until I can pay another 18 mana.
Far and away. Well, there's another sack outlet. Far and away. Or sack spell.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Alright, Flamecast Wheel. Not good, but not awful. Like, this is like, if you really need removal, there you go.
But it's like poor removal.
I mean, the only cool thing is that it goes into any color.
Yeah.
So, like, that alone, I think, we'll see play. In Limited.
In Limited, yes. Maybe. But I'm going to try and cut this out of my deck as fast as possible.
I will try, yeah. It's pretty expensive. But, like, I do like that you can, get it down early, and then you have that little game where, like, I don't want to play my guy out because, you have this thing. But, now the next card, big fan of this card.
Yeah, it's like Lightning Grease.
Yeah. But also get flying.
Yeah,
but, Lightning Grease was also 0 to equip.
Yeah, Lightning Grease is really good. Lightning Grease is really good.
But, yeah, in Limited, I think this card's fantastic.
Yes, I agree.
Fantastic.
I like the artwork, although it looks like PETA would be really upset.
Yeah, it's jammed a bird on your foot. Next up.
How do you put them on? I don't want to know.
Yeah. I don't think this card's good enough for Constructed, though.
No.
Guardians of Meletis is a generic 06 wall.
Yep. Fine for Limited, I guess.
Yeah. Opaline Unicorn. Another rainbow fixing.
I like it in Limited, obviously.
Not bad.
That's about it.
Prowler's Helm.
Yep.
Can't be blocked except by walls.
I'm glad they brought back like walls in terms of
yeah, it's kind of funny.
I think this card's pretty solid and limited. It's like pretty much just unblockable.
Yeah, it gives you a guy unblockable. I think its value depends on your deck. Like if you're more of like a bomby big green, or big giants and stuff like that.
Yeah,
it becomes better.
Yeah,
because you can't be chump blocked to death.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, I still wouldn't pick this in a draft unless there was something else for me.
Right. Yeah, but I think the value becomes much worse if you're like all in like aggro, humidity kind of deck.
Yeah, you don't really need the effect. What the heck does this do?
Yeah, I don't know, man. This one doesn't really do much for me.
Each player exiles the top card as her library. Each player turns face up all the cards here she's exiled and puts all permanent cards in the. Ugh, that sounds. Yeah,
it's like very slow, and then like it takes a while to get going, and then you like exchange kind of thing. It's like
this is like you're gonna be the person who plays this in standard if you're like, yeah, my possibility deck storm is awesome.
Oh my god,
my possibility storm deck. Yeah, you were there that F&M, right?
Yeah.
Somebody did that.
Yeah. It did good.
Yeah, I played against it. I ended up beating it, but there was one
close.
game where I just couldn't win.
Reprint Traveler's Amulet. So rotates out of standard, whoop, right back in.
Fixing the
new. I like this for limited. It's nice because you can splash some bombs or removal off of it as well. It's nice to have this kind of effect around. I think it's funny that like it just rotates and then it's like back in, so like it never actually even rotated. Just put different artwork on it. And then Witch's Eye. Pretty bad.
I mean, I like it, but
really,
it doesn't really do anything. For limited, it's like you turn your dudes into something else, some critty dude.
But like you have to tap them though. Like,
yeah, it's really slow.
You have to tap them and like maybe
but it's pretty sweet for a wall though. Like you block, tap, scry. Yeah, it's asking a lot.
Nah, I'm not feeling it.
All right, now we move on to lands, and the first one that comes up for me, is Nykthos.
So you were thinking about a combo with elves for this.
Yeah, I think this is I want to compare this to Gaia's Cradle in terms of modern elves, but it's more comparable to Cabal Coffers.
It's definitely Cabal Coffers.
But in modern, this is like crazy good for elves. I think this could be a really strong enabler to push that deck into a competitive scene.
I'm not 100% sold on that yet, but I like where you're going. Like, I still think elves might not be good enough.
Well, I honestly just need to play with it.
Yeah, we need to test it out. It's tough to say because like the colorless land, I think is such a drawback for that deck.
Well, it is, but at the same time, like if you think about it, like Cradle in Legacy is also colorless, and if you don't have any creatures.
Yeah, no, I mean it does nothing turn 1, Cradle.
Yes.
Where this still does nothing, for your elves until you can use its special ability.
Right. Which is only 2.
Because all your elves are green. Like the colorless is not like very, very rare in the whole deck.
Yeah. I don't know. A lot of people think about playing this in standard 2 in like monocolor decks.
Yeah, I can see like a ramp deck, and
I like it in mono red just because like most of your dudes are double red.
Especially if there was like some kind of X spell you could go into, or the monstrous stuff maybe with dragon.
Yeah, Mistcutter Hydra.
Although, yeah, no, I'm not doing that.
Rakdos Return.
Rakdos Return, I can get behind.
Not really Revelation.
Yeah, you're already kind of winning if you're revelating for a lot.
Yeah, but you don't really just have that many permanents anyway. I think this card is very good. It's $10 right now, and depending on what formats you play or what kind of strategy you want to play, I would consider picking some up.
I do think it will come down a little bit initially, where like people don't have a home for it, they're figuring it out.
Yeah, but if it finds a
home, it'll be like,
yeah, it'll kind of explode.
And then like really good value lands, if they find a deck in old formats, their value goes way up too.
Yeah,
because it's good enough that it could be played in older formats like Legacy even.
Yeah, depending on the deck.
Yeah. It's obviously decked with a lot of the same color, and like you could see it obviously going into Elves and Legacy, but like it's just way inferior to Cradle. So it's never to overtake Cradle.
Yeah.
If they overban Cradle, then maybe.
I don't think it's gonna happen. But
no, not
it's
yet.
Possible.
So cool card, definitely one to watch. And then we have the Cycle of Temples.
When these came out, I hated them, and I still want to hate them, but
I really hate them.
I still really, really hate them, but they do their job very, very well.
The reason I hate them was because Wizards was like, when they announced that the Buddy Lands were not being reprinted, we're going to have standard with no Buddy Lands for a while. They're like, well, wait till you see the lands we have for Theros.
I know,
you'll be excited about them. They'll be so good.
They overhyped them.
And it's like, it's a freaking tap land. It's a gate with a tap, like a little scry bonus, and you just jumped 2 rarities for a scry 1? Get out of here. Like
Yeah, but you will like them when you play with them. I mean, you'll hate it.
I'm fine with them. I just don't like that they're a rare land. Like, this could have been an uncommon. You wasted a rare slot, and now we have such a tappy, like.
But this is what's going to slow standard down.
Yeah, but I don't like that the mana base is slowing me down. Like, that's just not how it should be.
I don't know. Being able to scry a lot is going to be pretty good, but yeah.
So as a whole, they're fine.
They're
not exciting.
They're evil.
You'll play them because you need mana fixing. They're not going to be exceptionally valuable because they see no play outside of standard, and they will see no play.
Right. I think right now they're like at most $6.
Yeah,
and they'll probably stay around $5 because they will be played, and because there's only one cycle of them. Like they're not even been reprinted from anywhere else. But
similar to the Buddy Lands,
they're actually worth like $1.
Yeah. And then they're worth nothing after they rotate.
Yeah.
Last card of the whole set is Unknown Shores.
It's just Shimmering Grotto?
Yeah, it's just straight up Shimmering Grotto.
Man, I like the picture a lot.
Yeah, it's
really
nice,
cool.
Nice artwork. So between this and the Traveler's Amulet, we have some nice fixing for limited purposes to splash off of, which is exciting.
Yeah, even though I don't feel like it's entirely necessary because it feels like a very 2-color limited format.
It does, but it's more like, do you want to splash your another something?
Yeah, a bomb or some spell.
Thing,
yeah. In that case, I like the spells.
Right. Well, that wraps up Theros. Hope you guys enjoyed it as much as we did. We'll be back with the next set. Coming soon.
Thanks, about 3 months or so. But
yeah.
Thanks for watching. We will continue to post our playtest videos.
Yeah, stay tuned for plenty of Adam and James. I know you guys have been asking about that when we're going to start testing for new standard, and the answer is probably next week.
Yeah, we are excited about new standard. I know. I'm looking forward to it.
I'm hesitant. I'm losing a lot of my favorite cards.
You'll be fine.
I gotta get some new cards. I think I gotta go back to like Return to Ravnica, like block and like look at all the cards because like now cards that weren't good enough are suddenly excellent.
I think you should revisit Master Biomancer.
Now that I traded them away.
I didn't tell you to do that. All right. Thanks for watching.
See ya.